Okay, and we're back. The final week of the 2025 NFL season, probably the craziest NFL season of my lifetime. It's officially over. The offseason has already started off with a bang, and our own league also had a whole bunch of drama. So we'll get into it. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
Eric, do you know what happened? Are you informed? Do you know what happened in our Pick'em League?
No, I haven't checked it. Maybe on purpose, perhaps.
There is officially a three-way tie for first place. Yeah.
Are you in it?
I am not. I'm in second. I'm behind by 1 point. So, David Martinez, thank you for joining us. What's up? So this is what's happening. There's 3 players who are currently tied for first place, and I was like, you know what? Apparently the website allows you to continue throughout the playoffs, so I'm going to ask them, the players, do you want to keep it going or not? One already gave me their vote. Roro Ames already gave me his vote. So, David, what do you want? Do you want to split the prize 3 ways, or do you want to actually keep it going? Let me know.
Who is the third?
Gus. So if Gus shows up on the chat, well, I'll ask him again. But basically, if David's answer is the same as Roro Ames's, then we'll just we'll go with that. But I don't want to influence anybody one way or the other. But, dude, crazy news happened like right before. Well, I mean, not right before. Stuff happened while I was asleep. And we woke up, and I woke up to crazy NFL news. And that is probably the biggest news of the offseason so far. And that's that the Ravens have officially parted ways with head coach John Harbaugh, who was with them for 18 seasons, won them a Super Bowl, has led them to the AFC Championship several years, but has fallen short in the Lamar Jackson era. This is wild. This is probably the wildest move I can imagine the Ravens doing, and I do not like it whatsoever. What were you going to say?
It's kind of crazy considering I think they've only had one losing season with him, which was this one, right?
Yes. Now,
where regardless they were a field goal away of making the playoffs.
Here's my argument for that, because a lot Ravens fans have complained that they've had like a dynasty-worthy roster, and they haven't won the big games. So a part of that is this season, let's say, John Harbaugh did not fumble the ball in the fourth quarter. I mean, that was Derrick Henry, that was Zay Flowers. John Harbaugh did not miss the field goal, blah, blah. So he did take out Derrick Henry in key parts of the game that were dumb. So I would have definitely had fired the offensive coordinator. But David Martinez says, let's keep it rolling. Go big. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, so your vote and Roro Ames is exactly the same. So the Pick'em League continues. I checked on the website, and you can keep putting in your picks there. So just keep doing the same thing you were doing before.
Is it gonna go until the Super Bowl?
I guess. Yeah, fuck it. I mean, it's all the playoffs, so let's just keep it going. And you now have a chance to catch up, Eric. You now have a chance. So, well, we'll see.
Not with my picks.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Anyway, so to me, it's been more like Lamar has been disappointing in the playoffs. Very disappointing. So if it were up to, if the choice was, do you want Lamar or do you want John Harbaugh? John Harbaugh's won a Super Bowl before. He's gotten you to the brink a few times. So to me, this is probably better for John Harbaugh than it's going to be for the Ravens, because this current head coach market, who do you get? Are you going to get Kevin Stefanski?
It's funny 'cause I think I read a thing that John Harbaugh's agent immediately got like 7 calls from different teams. Or like, yeah, we want to talk to this guy.
Oh, and only 7 teams have fired their head coach, meaning that, and the Ravens didn't call him, I'm pretty sure.
Even the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, so there's a team that hasn't fired their head coach who was like, hey man, you interested? So it's wild. It's wild. He's immediately the most attractive option at head coach. If your team is looking for head coach,
I hate, because now it's possible we might see him with the Raiders.
I have hope. that the Buccaneers will fire Todd Bowles and they'll hire John Harbaugh. Because it was one of
Does he
the
want the Buccaneers?
the Buccaneers is a great job, man. It's a good organization. You have a good enough QB. You have a very talented roster. So it's not a well, we'll go through the head coaching options in a minute, but let's just go through the head coaches that have been fired officially. Kevin Stefanski from the Browns called it. I do not know how the GM did not get fired, because I'm pretty sure the GM fucked up the Baker stuff and he fucked up the Deshaun Watson stuff. So how do you keep your job after putting your team in basically salary cap hell for the next decade? I don't know. But good Kevin Stefanski, he fucked up all the Shador stuff. Definitely. To me, the thing that actually got him axed was the Shador stuff. Because you wasted a 3rd round pick on a guy who everybody could see is not as good as Shador. Now, I'm not saying that Shador is a starting caliber QB, but he's at least better than Dylan Gabriel. I mean, the eye test was pretty obvious. So he really fucked that up. And I think that's the reason why he's out of there. He is a 2-time head coach of the year. So he used to be the most attractive option until, the Ravens showed up, which is, fitting. So Kevin Stefanski fired. Raheem Morris, who I called. Eric, do you want to say something?
I mean, freaking Nostradamus over here, I called it that the Falcons are going to fire their shit head coach who's not letting them do shit. And I'm just going to say, I'm not very fond of the Atlanta Falcons organization.
No, this is actually funny. This is the only team who tied for first place in their division who fired their head coach. No, yeah, you can see the writing on the wall. The Falcons, they were eliminated a month ago. It was just not working out. Like, I mean, over the last month, they looked elite, but they were dead. So it's
they're eliminated, so they started winning.
Yeah,
like retards.
Yeah, so you could see that he was kind of trying to coach for his job, but you should have started like that, buddy. Anyway, next, Jonathan Gannon from the Cardinals. It's just been a mess. The Kyler Murray contract is atrocious. He tried to make it work, couldn't. I can see him going and getting a defensive coordinator job somewhere else. Pete Carroll parted ways with the Raiders after 1 season. So congratulations, Raiders. You're paying another head coach not to work for you. Congratulations. Just keep it going, man. I wanted Pete Carroll to stay.
I believe that actually makes like 5
I don't
head
care.
coaches.
Get 7. Get everybody. Just get everybody to just work for the Raiders and not work for the Raiders. So it sucks.
Can I do that?
Loved the Raider season. I loved how everything went down, but good things can't last. Again, who's going to be their options? I'm concerned. There's rumors that Tom Brady, via the Michigan connection, because that Tom Brady is a Michigan man, is very interested in the Chargers defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter. I do not want him to go to the Raiders. That would not be good. That would not be bueno. Also, Ravens. You know who used to work for the Ravens? Chargers offensive coordinator Greg Roman, which, oh no, don't take him. Don't take away Greg Roman and reunite him with Lamar Jackson again. Don't do that, please. Anyway, Brian Callahan, as we already mentioned, was fired, and Brian Dable was fired. Surprisingly not fired Todd Bowles. I have no idea what the fuck Tampa Bay is doing. Well, yet. I'm pretty sure that if they managed to flirt with John Harbaugh enough, they'd fire his ass. At least I hope. Mike McDaniels apparently is safe, and apparently he's going to help them in the search for the next GM. Oh, by the way, the Falcons also fired the GM. So the GM, who's probably the president or something, who's probably the reason why they didn't hire Bill Belichick, also got axed. So, good on the Falcons. And again, surprisingly, not fired. Obviously, Mike Tomlin, because he won the division. He's in the playoffs. And Zach Taylor, not fired. Shocking.
It is crazy that 2 jobs were on the kicker on the kicker for the Ravens' foot.
Yeah. And
If he makes that kick, it's probably Tomlin who's out.
yep. Then it's the priest that who blessed the field. Let me see. Gus Becerra, what's up, gentlemen? Haven't seen y'all since last year. What's up, Gus? How's it going? Chuck D.
Hey, Happy New Year, everybody.
I'm late to the party. Oh yeah, right. Happy New Year. But I'm here. The Raiders should have kept him and let him rebuild the team. Sure. I mean, the Raiders are not a terrible spot to go, except because, you're with the Raiders and, you'll always smell poop everywhere you go. It'll be on you. You will become poop.
Plus, you'll end up in jail.
Exactly. But other than that, it's not bad. But at the same time, I love the Raiders losing, of course. Gus Becerra, source. Tom Brady to hire Felipe Rios as Raiders head coach. The source, him. Never. You stay away from Philip, man. Philip wants to keep coaching high school football. Philip should keep coaching high school football, all right? That's where he belongs. But
was it not enough to take his Lombardi the year he deserved it? God damn it.
Otto, go Broncos. Screw you, man. Your donkeys are frauds, man. You're frauds. Anyway, let's get into breakdown of... We'll get to the head coaching stuff, but let's do a quick recap of Week 18. We had Saturday Night Football, probably the game that looked like it mattered the most, but not really. The Carolina Panthers losing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 14-16. This game was wild. The officiating was atrocious. The Carolina Panthers needed to win, and they were in. The Buccaneers needed to win, and they needed help from the Saints. And, of course, in the wildest fucking season of the NFL ever, the most hysterical ending possible had to take place in the NFC South. Of course. There was no other option. It was stupid to think that it would not end this way. So, even though the Panthers lost, they're officially in the playoffs due to a 3-way tie because the Falcons won. So, first off, that's fucking hysterical. Second thing, there is not a single team in the NFC South with a winning record. That's also fucking hysterical. So that division is just a shit show. It's just a total shit show. And so to me,
aren't they a 3-way tie for the same record?
Yeah, 3-way tie. They're all 8-9? They're all 8-9. But due to tie-breaking shenanigans, the Panthers ended up winning the division. Love you too, Otto. Thanks for joining us. So honestly,
what's funny?
What's up?
I saw like a point differential chart for the teams that are in the playoffs.
Okay.
Throughout the season. And I think at the very top is the Seahawks. I think they got a crazy point differential, like, I don't know, let's say plus 80 or something, like, or probably plus 100. I don't know. I forget. And then, there's like the Rams are like, plus 80 or so, and then there's like, the Patriots who are like, like plus 30, 40, Chargers are like plus 4,
That's
like just barely,
Oh, they also got their ass beat by the Jaguars, so then
yeah. And then at minus 69 is the Carolina Panthers.
You know what makes that even wilder? I think they blanked out the Falcons by 30 points. So one of their games they won 30-0, and Jesus Christ, man. Oh, that's brutal. Anyway,
keep pounding.
So who had a bigger collapse? The Buccaneers, who I think were 7-1 at one point, or the Indianapolis Colts? No, to me, it's the Buccaneers. Because the Buccaneers literally needed to win 2 games, okay? 2 games with over half the season still to go. And they couldn't do it. And on the other hand,
Colts were at 98% chance of making the playoffs.
The Colts lost their quarterback. They lost a whole bunch of players.
They still had Danny Jones when they were in their losing streak.
And they have 2 divisional rivals who won 10 games. So it's at least 10 games. So it's a harder division. So to me, the bigger collapse. Fine, whatever.
They had 8 straight losses, and Daniel Jones was there for 5 of them. So I ain't hearing that shit.
All right.
They collapsed. They choked.
Chucky
and I know something about choking.
Chucky D saying the Broncos are going to snatch the Lombardi trophy like the Delta boys snatched Maduro. Listen, man, that operation was quick, clean, and efficient. That's not how the Broncos play. The Broncos win ugly.
No.
All right, the Broncos would be closer to, I don't know, Xerxes.
It's gonna be like fucking D-Day.
No, it's gonna be Xerxes against the 300 at Thermopylae. You know, it's like, yeah, you won, but it was not pretty. All right.
At what cost?
At what cost? Anyway, let's continue. The Saturday night game, the Seattle Seahawks beat the ever-living hell out of the San Francisco 49ers 13-3. That score does not do that game justice. The defense just completely clamped down on the 49ers. And what did I say last week? What was the worst matchup for the 49ers? The Seahawks. It's not a good matchup.
I think the Seahawks are everybody's worst matchup right now. Like, they're crazy.
Maybe. I mean, I think the Rams can.
Who can't they beat right now?
I think the Rams can take them. You need to keep in mind.
They just beat the Rams.
They beat the Rams without Devontae Adams. And, you know, there was a bunch of shenanigans in that game. Also, it was a short week.
Yeah, at home. They beat the Rams without Marshawn Lynch.
You know? I mean, I can't argue that. That is a fact. Anyway, with that victory, the Seattle Seahawks keep the #1 overall seed in the NFC. Next, we had the Saints losing. I don't know. Yeah, losing to the Falcons. I don't know why I kept this one there. It should be red. But anyway, they lost the Falcons. And with that win, the Falcons, first off, secured the firing of Raheem Morris, I guess. By the way,
So that was a win.
Exactly. They win, but they lost. Or they won and they fired their head coach. I don't know. Point is, and
who's the Saints head coach?
It's Kellen Moore.
No shit.
Yeah. By the way, Kellen Moore doing a way better job than I thought. I thought he was kind of like a soft doughboy, but turns out that he's turning that organization around. The Tyler Shuck
have been looking all right.
Yeah, Tyler Shuck looks okay. So, you know, the game was still competitive. I mean, they had a chance to take it, but, you know, shit happens.
You got a weird ass rib cage.
Yeah, I think that's the protector. Next, we have the Cleveland Browns taking down the Cincinnati Bengals. Myles Garrett.
I hate these games. They're very confusing because they're both orange helmets.
Yes, Myles Garrett getting the sack record officially, 23 sacks in one season. I want to put an asterisk on this one because
it was a very lame sack.
Forget it. The Joe Burrow sack was lame, but I'll give him the sack. To me, the one that didn't count was the Josh Allen one. That one, the half sack. That one was just BS, in my humble opinion. So I think he tied it. Also, I saw what's his name? What's the guy who was tied with him? It's not Shannon. Michael Shannon. He was like, okay, yeah. So he did it in a 17-game season. I did it in a 16-week season. So there you go. So anyway.
Yeah, it's always going to be a thing.
Chucky D saying, we are playing possum. We pretended to win close games when in reality we could match everybody. We could outmatch them. All right.
Shit.
Yeah. Next, Green Bay Packers losing to the Minnesota Vikings. 9 got injured in this game again. So that dude's just, you know, brittle. And the Packers, they benched everybody. So it's not a big shocker there. Cowboys
was like the third string.
Yeah. Cowboys lost to the Giants. I don't know why the Giants wanted to win this one, but congratulations to them, I guess. I guess
Jackson Dart's their guy, huh?
Looks like it. I mean, and he's doing it without, I mean, he did it against the Cowboys defense, but he did without Malik Neighbors, without Scatterboo most of the season. So, yeah, good on him, I guess. I saw a stat where, let's say for the last 3 seasons, the Giants have won a combined, 8 games, and most of them have come in December when it didn't matter anymore, and it just fucks up their picks. So it's like, of course, the Giants. Yeah. Anyway, Jaguars beat the ever-living.
One of those wins is against the Chargers.
Yeah, that's the one that's not in December. Jaguars beat the ever-living hell out of the Titans. Cam Ward got injured in this game, which is unfortunate. He was having a pretty good rookie season. The scores, the stats do not reflect it, but the eye test, I think he passed the eye test. He did some pretty spectacular stuff that his receivers just kept dropping. So next, Colts lost to the Houston Texans. Unfortunately, Riley Leonard looked okay. Like his third throw in the game was a 60-yard bomb touchdown, so good for him, but a meaningless game whatsoever. Buffalo Bills beat the crap out of the New Jersey Jets, and the Jersey Jets officially made history as the only team in the NFL never to get an interception in the entire season. So congratulations, Jets. That is a record that might be tied, but it will never be broken. You can't. It is literally impossible to do worse than that. So congratulations.
The New Jersey Jets making history yet again.
Yeah. I'd be concerned if I'm the Jets. I'm actually surprised that they didn't fire Aaron Glenn, because he was supposed to be a defensive guy, you know? And defense, not looking good. Not looking competitive. Not even a little bit. But whatever. Next, Chicago Bears losing. Barely, but still losing to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions appeared to be in control most of the game. At the end, you know, the cardiac Bears did their thing, but ultimately they lost. They got swept by the Lions, which I think it's the only kind of moral victory that the Lions can say they had this entire season. I'm not sure how hard the Bears were going. I'm assuming they weren't trying to go too hard, but still, unfortunate to end the season that way. They did not look great at the end there.
Did they not care because their seating wouldn't move, or
no? Their seating
could
could
move.
Pretty
close.
Their seating could move, but it's like you go from down 2 to 3. So the issue is that the final 2 games of the season, they lost to the 49ers, they lost to the Lions. So that's not how you want to go into the postseason, because you look pretty weak. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe they can
that's right. They were number 2, but the Eagles also lost, so they didn't move, right?
Correct.
So you could almost see it like the Bears were trying to go to number 3 to avoid the Packers.
I would say that that's exactly what they were doing. 100%. Next, the Denver Broncos beat the LA Chargers backups 3-19. This game actually made me feel good about our team, about our chances. It's like, man, the defense is good. They're good. Fun fact.
Well, they want to take our DC as the head coach everywhere.
Fun fact. Not a single AFC West offense scored a touchdown this weekend. And even funner fact, only one of those teams had their starting QB playing, and it was the Broncos. So, yeah, the Broncos do not look great. I mean, they won. So congratulations. They won the number 1 seed. So congratulations. They had a pretty good season. They won the games that were in front of them. They do not look great. They also got a bunch of their linemen injured. So they...
Well, I mean, do you count an offensive touchdown if it's a Trey Lance pick 6?
I mean, were there offensive players for the Broncos on the field?
I'm just saying it was the offense that threw the ball, right?
Yeah. No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. So because the offense did not pass the end zone, it was the defense. But I see what you're saying.
You know, I actually saw some people saying that they thought like Trey Lance was gonna be like he was gonna just pop off, and they were gonna be like, you know what, let's just start him instead of Herbert in the playoffs, you know, because we're gonna see that he's actually the guy. And it's like, dude, you gotta send me some of those drugs, dude.
Listen, Trey Lance never stood a chance. He was with the backup O-line. And this was a historically bad offensive line for the Chargers. These are their backups, which honestly, they didn't look too bad, some of them. Like the center looked better than the starting center. Penning looked better than freaking Mekhi Becton. So
what do you know? We went from D+ to D-.
There you go. So he never stood a chance. I mean, they also Ladd McConkey wasn't playing and all that stuff. So yes, check D. I agree. A win is a win. that's all that matters, especially in December football. Doesn't matter how, just get the win. There's a possibility they might get J.K. Dobbins back. They desperately need J.K. Dobbins. I don't think R.J. Harvey is ready to be the guy, like the bell cow. But defense looked, I mean, it's concerning that the Chargers moved the ball so much against the Denver Broncos defense with the backup O-line. I thought that Trey Lance was going to get killed the entire game, but turns out not so much. So as a Chargers fan, I feel better for the Chargers. As a Broncos fan, I'm like, man, thank God they got a bye week, because they need it, and they need to get their act together. So we'll see how that goes.
I mean, the Broncos are still the team I want to see the most in the playoffs.
Who?
The Broncos.
Oh, you mean the Chargers to play the Broncos?
Yeah, like if I had a pick of all the teams that are in the playoffs, I think I'd pick against the Broncos.
I'd pick the Steelers.
I don't know. The Steelers are full of bullshit.
I'd pick the Panthers.
I don't know. The Panthers are full of bullshit.
Cat teams, man. Can't trust. No, I'd pick the Steelers. You remember the ass whooping that the Chargers laid on the Steelers? Great ass whooping. But no, I see your point. There is a certain genius to the Jim Harbaugh move here, because that obviously, Patriots fans and Jaguars fans cried like little bitches the entire fucking week. Like, the Chargers should be fined. They should not be allowed to do this, blah, blah, blah. Benching Herbert. It's like, dude, the guy has a broken hand, okay?
Why shouldn't they be allowed? Like,
because they want,
they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Because they wanted the Chargers to beat the Broncos so that their team could be the number 1 seed. It's just, it was just pure selfishness, all right? And so, and also, fun fact, most of the fans for East Coast teams only watch their teams, okay? They don't care about, especially don't care about West Coast teams. So, anyway, there's a genius here. I liked it just because, just rest your starters. I said it weeks ago. To me, the best thing that could happen is the Chargers benching their starters, final week, game that doesn't matter, whatever. But I
thought it was actively better to lose and get the 7 seed so we didn't have to go against the Jaguars.
Yes, you avoid the Jaguars, and you now have something that pretty much no other team except what the Packers have, which is certainty. You know exactly where you're going and against who if you make it every step of the way. And that's actually not bad. That's actually kind of a good thing in many ways.
Also, is this Drake May's first playoff appearance?
Drake May's first playoff. So it's a team that...
He's going to have that. And also, the defensive, the D-line for the Patriots, not the most stellar.
We'll wait for when we're doing the breakdown for the game. So let's just move on for this real quick. Chuck ED, I do hope we keep winning, even if it's ugly win, whatever it takes to win the ship. Yeah, I agree. Chiefs lost to the Raiders, 12-14. Hopefully Travis Kelce retires. Again, I didn't watch this game because, why would I? But I heard that Travis Kelce was on the TV more than anybody else. So I just hope that Travis Kelce retires in his final season. He got swept by the Chargers, swept by the Broncos, and in his final game, he loses to the fucking Raiders. That would be just, like the cherry on top.
Raiders were their backup.
Yeah. Also, by the way, people saying like Travis Kelce, greatest tight end of all time. No. He's not even the greatest tight end in Chiefs history.
Yeah, it's Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez has better numbers. So, yes, obviously Kelce has more championships, but they have a bunch of asterisks on it. So, whatever. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals losing to the LA Rams 20-37. Again, people are stupid, man. There was listen, Patriots fans are stupid, okay? I'll just put that out there. You're very passionate.
They're Boston people.
Well, they're very passionate and stuff, and I get it, but I saw a bunch of people complaining that Matthew Stafford was stat padding in this game, and so just so that he could eke out Drake May for the MVP, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, this game was actually closer than most people think. If you watch the game, the Cardinals were in it for a minute. So, and the Rams have dropped a few games late in the last month. So it makes sense to them just, like, hey, we want to keep scoring because we don't trust that we are going to win this. We need to prove decisively that we're still tough. But, people are dumb.
Also, what does it matter if you're stat padding? Who cares?
Because, listen, it's not enough to just win it outright to earn it. They want it to just be gifted to them. It's offensive to them that there's even competition, okay? It's offensive that they don't understand. That's dumb.
What happens when you grew up with Brady on your team.
Yes. They think like, oh, every season should be ours. Which, you know what? Congratulations. You were there for a while, but it's not yours. You need to win it. If you win it, you deserve it. But whatever. Next. Speaking
also, I don't know if we're doing a segment on this later, but Stafford is undoubtedly MVP, right?
I think he's going to win it. If it were up to me, I've said it before, it should be Christian McCaffrey, but they're not going to give it to a running back. They're going to give it to a quarterback, and I think it's Stafford. And to me, the thing is, difficulty is scheduled, man. Like, who did the Patriots play this season who had a winning record that they beat? I think only one team, and it was the Bills. So it's a divisional game. And so the Rams had probably one of the hardest schedules in the NFL. And so to me, I heard this argument. I think it was JJ Watt. And he's like, okay, so if you remove him, whose record is worse? And to me, it's like, well, I watched that Dolphins-Patriots game, and their running game is pretty good. I mean, they scored quite a lot of touchdowns on the ground. And I've seen pretty much every single Rams game this season, and without Stafford, they're dead. Like, they might have not won a single game this season. So it's, I'm pretty I mean, they also have a good running game. But to me, it's like, it's clearly, you went against more difficult opponents, so you were more likely to lose without Stafford than the Patriots without Drake May. So it's just dumb. Dumb people doing dumb things.
I just paid attention to this picture, and it looks like they're both flying. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Drake May had a great season. I just think, he was outshone by Matthew Stafford. Outshined, whatever. Patriots win 10-38. Eagles lost to the Commanders 24-17 in a meaningless game, basically. But the Eagles did not bench all their starters. It was weird. I mean, yeah, if they won, they would have gone up to number 2. But whatever. Again, the Eagles are weird. They're a weird team. I don't understand them. And finally, the wildest game of
this game was phenomenal.
The Week 18 slate, the Ravens losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers, losing the AFC North, and getting their head coach fired because of a missed field goal by a rookie kicker. 24-26. This game was wild. And if you look back,
I felt really bad for that kid.
If you look back at the Ravens season, do you remember their season opener against the Bills?
No, that's too long ago.
They were up by like 40. Like, they were up by a lot. And the Bills managed to do a
They choked
comeback.
It out, right?
Yeah, that's the Derrick Henry fumbles and stuff. They looked unbeatable. And then Derrick Henry fumbles and all that stuff. And now this game, and it's like, man, which one was the better game? Like that season opener where they choked, or this one where this season closer where they choked? So brutal for them, but congratulations, Steelers. You managed to win more than 9 games, so congratulations. All right, you got double digits. Getting a super future Hall of Famer actually helps out. Let's see, Gus Becerra. Hey, so what do I win for being more knowledgeable than the guys who don't know shit about Fook? I'm talking about the picks. So, interesting that you mentioned that, Gus Becerra.
You're getting Dario's money.
Okay, so I'll do this very quickly. There's a 3-way tie on the league. So, it's between you, David, and Roro Amis. And basically, I put it up to a vote. Two of those 3 already voted, and the options were we keep it going, or you split the prize. They decided to keep it going for the playoffs, both of them, so you're kind of screwed. That's how democracy works. So this
Democracy,
thing will
sucker.
keep going. Keep putting your games on the website. I believe the website gives you the option to do it automatically. So there you go. This season's still... So you are more knowledgeable so far. But I clawed my way back, man, and I'm only behind by 1 point. Eric's a total loser, by the way. But I'm only behind by 1 point. And so I can still sneak it from you. I can still sneak it. I can still take the victory. You have the advantage of me putting the picks out there first, but whatever. Next, playoffs. The most wonderful time of the year.
We're starting a new season, boys.
Yep.
Clean slate.
Everybody is 0-0. This is how the schedule looks right now. You got Texans
technically the 1 seed are 1-0.
Yes, technically. So Broncos and Seahawks, since they're the 1 seed, they have a bye week. Congratulations to them. Texans will go against the Steelers, I believe, on Monday. Bills against the Jaguars Sunday morning. Chargers against the Patriots on Sunday night. So we get another primetime game. Chargers are undefeated on primetime. Rams will go up against the Panthers. I don't know or care when. The 49ers against the Eagles. Again, same answer. And Packers against the Bears. I believe that's Saturday. We'll see the schedule here. So let's break down
a rubber match.
Yeah, let's break down every single game for the playoffs. So we begin Saturday, January 10th. Rams at the Carolina Panthers. This is a rematch of probably one of the biggest upsets of the season, with the Carolina Panthers beating the red hot LA Rams at that point. And from that point on, the Rams kind of have been limping. So it's if that game hadn't happened, you'd be like, dude, the Panthers don't stand a shot. They don't stand a chance. They're going to be killed. But no, they've proven that they can beat them before. Now, unfortunately for them, since they have surprised the Rams before, I think the Rams are not going to take any prisoners. They're just going to be like, no, we're going to go up there and kill those guys. Straight up fucking murder. And Devontae Adams should be back.
We fell for your bullshit once.
Yeah, not again. Not again. So I think they're going to come in with a vengeance. I do believe that this should be a pretty not a close game. I think the Rams are going to just beat the ever-living hell out of the Carolina Panthers. Eric, who do you like?
Rams.
Okay, fair enough. Are you sure? Yeah, you don't want to maybe make a move here or something? They did beat him.
I want to just go.
They did beat him before. That's the thing that happened.
I'm sorry. I'm actually picking the wild card team here.
Oh, right.
So I am going out of, on a limb.
You know what? You are correct. Stupid me. So let's see what God picks.
Against the division leader, a division champion.
Yep, it's a champ against the loser. God picked away, so God picked the Rams as well. Now,
I will say, and I think MVP only the MVP thing only counts for the regular season, right?
Yeah, it's only for the regular season. Gus Becerra saying, "Fuck democracy, I'm a Trump fan." Hey, listen, man. This is when most people find out that the U.S. is not a democracy. You're a representative republic. And this is when you find out how much it sucks to be in a straight up democracy, because there's way more dumb people than smart people, and they always screw you over. You should check out
tyranny.
Yeah, the tyranny of the masses, as they say. You should check out elections in Mexico. Let's see how you feel then. Next. Oh, what's up?
Also, I was gonna say, if I know the MVP voting and cat thing only counts for the regular season. If they lose against the Panthers, I'm willing to take it away from Stafford.
Okay, you mean if he loses to them again? Because he has lost already. Okay, fair enough. You know what? I'll send them a card. I'll write it via hand. I don't know who I'm sending it to, but I'm sending them a card.
You'll write it in cursive.
Yep. Next, we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. Round 3. Round fucking 3. Whew.
This time we got a healthy Jordan Love. I'm gonna be joining the Grossi posse. For those who don't know, uh, us and me and Dario and our family, we can do sort of like this random picks. For we all get a random team for the playoffs. I got the NFC 7 seed, so I ride with the Packers. Go Pack, go!
Gus elections in Mexico. What are those? It's a charade. It's a theater. It's basically that you just go out for a walk and all that stuff. It's just pretend. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna make a move here. I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears. They're at home. I do not love the way that the defense has looked for the Chicago Bears lately, but I mean the Packers are beat to shit. Jordan Love may be coming back healthy, post the concussion stuff, but you don't have Micah Parsons. Josh Jacobs has been injured. A lot of your wide receivers are injured. I don't. The vibes might be a little bit better. And the last few, all the games between these teams have been very close. I mean, you lost the Packers lost the previous game basically because of shenanigans. Well, not shenanigans, because of Romeo Doubs fucking up an onside kick. So I can see advantage Packers.
I know it's their backup.
Yeah. I'm talking myself out of it. Fuck it. I'll take the Bears on this one for funsies. So I'll be the one who makes a move here. And
go Pack, go!
God picked
go,
home.
Pack, go!
God picked the Chicago Bears. Next, probably the most interesting game of the weekend, Sunday at 10 a.m. We have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars look like the hottest team in the NFL coming into the playoffs. Or I would say that if it wasn't for the Texans also being in the playoffs. But they look really good. Their offense is clicking ever since they got Jacoby Myers. Their defense has been pretty good, stalwart all season. However, it's Josh Allen in the playoffs. I believe he's never lost a game in the wild card round. The Bills are slightly more battle tested. And I think, listen, man, if the Bills lose to the Jaguars, if I'm the Bills, I fire Sean McDermott and I call John Harbaugh immediately. So again, to me, this is a must-win game for the Bills. All right, at least for the head coach. So this is probably the easiest, most wide-open field Josh Allen has ever been on in his career. Because literally, I think any team except the Steelers can win the AFC. And the Steelers they got a puncher's chance. So this is a must-win for the Bills. I'm going to go with the Bills. Eric, what do you like? Also, fuck the Jaguars. Just fuck them. I'm still pissed. I'm pissed because of the playoffs 3 years ago, and I'm pissed because of the ass whooping they gave to our team earlier on the season.
Listen, you can fornicate them as much as you want. I'm going to go with Duval.
Duval. Okay.
Yes, sir. I feel like they're going to choke it. I think the Bills are going to choke this one away. And Sean
McDermott?
McDermott?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's Josh Allen has been carrying the team.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't think that takes you very far.
Nope.
Especially when you're in the playoffs. And the Jaguars, they've been playing like madmen.
Yes.
Like Florida madmen. And I don't know, crazy shit happens in Clown Town.
Yes. The weather's weird.
I also got to kind of make a move. And this is not the worst one to do.
No, any game is a good game to make a move. But I agree. God picked away. Let's see what these guys are talking about. Brother, Gus Becerra saying, brother, I grew up in Tijuana through the entire 90s. Ariano Felix in their prime. Chucky D, tell Dario if he doesn't do what you ask him to do, you'll give him a special visit. Chuck, Gus Becerra's like, Chuck, I got a guy. Chuck, I was thinking more like go to Coronado and ask the Navy SEALs. Man, yeah, get me out of Mexico. If I can skip the border and get, transported by Navy SEALs, I'll take it, man. Sandman, Packers fans think their team is better. Bears fans think their team is better. Packers fans will be crushed more than Bear fans if they lose. Just goes to show the dominance Green Bay has enjoyed for years. Listen, I agree. The Bears are playing with house money. Not me. By that, I don't mean that it doesn't matter if they lose. Obviously, it would suck for the fan base, for the players, for everybody. But they already way exceeded expectations. They were the fourth. They were all the way. They were the fourth team in the division last season. Now they're first place in their division, right? And they won it pretty handily. Like the next closest team is the Packers, 9-7-1. So a full game and a half behind them. I think to me, it's more the injuries. Injuries more than anything else. So injuries and at home, advantage home team. So that's the bigger thing. The only Sandman, the only surprise win this weekend would be Carolina beating the Rams. I can see either team winning in all the other matchups. Steelers beating the Texans would also be a surprise. To be honest, the one reason why everybody's like, nah, it wouldn't be that big of a shocker is because it's Aaron fucking Rodgers. And the question is,
also playing in Pittsburgh is probably going to be cold.
Yeah. So the issue with the Steelers is that the defense hasn't really shown up most of the season. They've shown up here and there, but they haven't been the dominant defense that we're used to. But we'll get to that game in a minute. Mob Nasty saying, I'm here in the Canyon Johnson. Mob Nasty, your name is Mark. Keep Escondido out your mouth. Okay. Pretty sure that's not his name. Yeah, we know who Sandman is. Oh, wait. If we tell him it's not Mark, then it shortens the list of suspects. Yeah, it's totally Mark, man. Totally fucking Mark.
Our chat's going wild with violence today.
When did he say Escondido?
I don't know.
Okay. Whatever. Chucky D, us Broncos fans know we're better than all of you, and you know it. You could say you're a mile above, but no. Anyway, next we have do you already do this one? Okay, next.
Plus, let's face it, Chuck. You're hoping for our demise because you fear facing the lightning bolts.
Fear. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Eric, who do you like?
I'm going to ride with the 49 IRs. Let's go.
Okay. I mean, to me, this one's pretty easy. On the league that Eric mentioned previously where he got N7, I got N3, so I got the Eagles, so I'm going to go fly, Eagles, fly, I guess. I don't love it. I don't love it. Dude, when
you know how lame you are right now? You just lost like 10 aura points.
Yeah, I get that. When I got the N3, I was like, man, I don't know if I want the Bears or the Eagles right now. They both don't look great. But, they say defense wins championships, and the Philadelphia Eagles honestly are a bad matchup for the 49ers here. What did the Seahawks do in the against the 49ers last week? The Eagles pretty much just have to do the same thing, and I believe they have an equally talented defense. The issue is the offense, but we'll see. These are two franchises that do not like each other, so it'll be interesting, hopefully. Next, we have the Los Angeles Chargers visiting the New England Patriots. So obviously we know where I'm picking, right? We know where I'm. Oh, by the way, I didn't do the God coin for the other one. God picked away. So before we get into this one, let me see.
The Battle of the Tens.
Mob Nasty, it's Mark Ponce. He's a lame. You know what? Sure. Yeah. Mark Ponce. He also, he insulted your girlfriend. Said her cooking sucks. Stuff like that.
And he said your fantasy team is a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to go that far, but anyway. Chucky D, we eat thunder and crap lightning. All right. So, obviously, the Patriots are no slouches. It's not a team that I'm like, oh, you can just overlook. It's not an easy matchup or whatever. It's not an easy team to beat. To me, this is the most favorable matchup for the Chargers, other than the Steelers, because they already beat the crap out of them. And the reason why
It
I
is
say
very
that,
doable.
yeah, the reason is, again, I don't think it's an easy team to beat. I think it's the best matchup because out of all the teams in the AFC playoffs,
I think it's gonna be a great game.
hopefully it won't. Hopefully it'll be boring because the Chargers beat the ever living hell out of the Patriots. But
Yeah, but it's Chargers football.
I know it's gonna be a rock fight. But anyway, what was I saying?
Actually, I don't want them to beat the crap out of them because I've seen what happens when they're up by like 29 points in a playoff game.
Fair enough. But anyway, so
Ugly win. Let's go.
Out of all the teams in the AFC, again, not counting the Steelers, the front seven for the Patriots is the least dangerous. The pass rush is the least dangerous. The most glaring weakness for the Patriots, for the Chargers right now, is the pass blocking. Right? They try to is that O-line. They try to kill Justin Herbert every single game. So I think it's a team that they might not hit him in the entire game if they plan things out right. But they'll probably hit him a few times. But he's gonna get hit way less than going up against, I don't know, the Texans. Even the Bills. You imagine Joey Bosa going after freaking Justin Herbert? So
Nah, he'd get injured before he get there.
don't put that on the universe, Ricky Bobby. So I like our defense against the Patriots as well. I don't think they've been tested. They don't have really dangerous wide receivers compared to, I don't know, who do you like? Freaking Nico Collins. That's a dangerous wide receiver. Even Jacoby Myers is pretty dangerous. I think Sutton is better than Diggs. So overall, I think it's the best matchup possible for the Chargers. Again, not an easy win. It's a head coach who's tough.
First playoff appearance for Drake May, so
yeah.
hopefully you got the jitters there.
And the advantage Chargers in rest. So the advantage that the Patriots would have gotten of playing at home, the Chargers got a little bit of in rest. Hopefully Herbert's hand's doing better. Hopefully the O-line is coming in, better rested. Jamari Sawyer I never thought I'd be happy to hear that, or excitedly waiting to hear that Jamari Sawyer is going to be our starting left tackle. But I liked what I saw from the O-line last week. So to me, it's like, man, if Bozeman can't play, cool. Andre James, go in and play. If Mekhi Becton goes down, all right, fine. Trevor Penning, put him in. And if Mekhi Becton is good enough to play, then Penning will be the sixth lineman and he will be mauling people on the outside. So I don't think it's a good matchup for the Patriots. I think it's a better matchup for the Chargers. The advantage that the Patriots have is one team's injured to shit and the other one isn't. So we'll see. And again, I was always going to pick the Chargers. So let's see what God says. God picked home. God picked the Patriots. You bitch. Anyway, Eric, who do you like?
Bolt the fuck up. Let's go. I'm going to take the Chargers. And I think, there's a lot of talk about the O-line, obviously, and that is the biggest glaring fucking weakness. Rightfully so. But, they do say it's the defense that wins the championships, right?
Yep.
And if there's anybody who can, still put up points without an O-line, it's Justin Herbert. Mm-hmm. So we got a strong fucking defense. Our fucking defensive coordinator. Everybody wants to take that motherfucker now. So I think we got this one. I think we got it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if Greg Roman plans of running on the fucking outside of the tackles instead of inside of the tackles, this game should be under control. Let's see. Okay, so Gus Becerra, yo, God sucked at picks this year. I'm waiting for lightning to strike me. Sandman, was the last time Chargers played in Pats in the playoffs the game where Phillip played with the torn ACL?
Maybe.
No, I think there was another one after that. Not 100% sure, though. It's possible. But again, different teams, man. That was the Brady era. That was the Phillip Rivers era. Now it's the Herbert era. And yes, I think it's the first time that Herbert's met the Patriots in the playoffs. Chuck
Also,
ED.
Chuck Dominguez saying, we all know the Chargers are going to choke unless they hire Mia Khalifa for the playoffs so she can teach them not to choke. I would actually hire her for the O-line because I know she can handle multiple guys at once.
Feel good about that? It's a family show.
Not particular. Not particular.
Bitch. All right, moving on. Next, we have the Houston Texans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Eric, who do you like?
Oh man. Is this gonna be Aaron Rodgers' last game? That is the question.
Yeah.
They're playing at Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird field.
It's a weird field. It's a weird fucking season. Texans are a strong fucking team. But you forget about one thing. You forget that the Steelers going Super Bowl. Or something like that. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one. I think it's going to be a bit of an upset.
Fun fact. The Houston Texans have never won a playoff game on the road. I heard that today, and I didn't...
Ever?
Yeah. I decided to believe it. I have not done any extra research.
Is that one of those ChatGPT facts?
No, I heard it on maybe an NBC show or something. Well, one of the talking heads. So, will this
What was
be...
the other thing? The only team to not make it to the NFC Championship game in 30 years is the Cowboys?
No way. Really?
I think it is.
Huh. I don't know. Maybe. It's possible.
Go through the NFC.
Let me see. Sam saying, how do you know that, Eric? I'm guessing the Mia Khalifa thing. How do you know that?
There's video evidence, bruh.
I'll send you some links to my
I'll send you some literature.
Anyway, will this be the season where the freaking Texans break that curse? So I actually like the Texans slightly less than I did last season. I didn't really like them last season. Ah, man. Fuck it. I'm going to go with the Texans on this one. Let's see if they break the curse. Also, just to pick something different than you did, even though I don't have to make the move, but it's fun to make a move. Because otherwise, what are we competing for?
Makes the games more fun.
It does. Got picked home. So, there you go. That's current playoff picture. So, how do you think this is going to go? If I have to guess, I'm going to say Chargers beat the Patriots. Because they're frauds. Yeah. They're frauds. They never really were tested. And so they'll lose because they're losers. So it'll be Patriots, Broncos. I like that path. I really like that path. I think it's the best path possible. And I know what they say, be careful what you wish for. Well, now we get to say that to Patriots fans. You know how you were wishing that the Chargers would win last week? Be careful what you wish for. So there you go. Bills, Jaguars, man.
Biggest toss-up, man. I think that's the biggest toss-up.
I think it's more fun if the Bills win, and it's Bills Texans or Bills Steelers. That's probably like Rodgers versus Allen. Because if the both AFC teams win, that's boring. It's like lame. Although, if the Texans
both AFC teams,
AFC South teams. So if the Texans and the Jaguars end up facing each other, I think the Texans can take down the Jaguars. And then it will be Chargers, Texans in the AFC Championship, and I don't hate that matchup. It's not great, but I don't hate it.
I prefer it than the Jags.
Definitely, yes. Because that offense is just not as competitive.
For some reason, they have the Chargers figured out.
See, Sandman, Eric is right. Last time Cowboys were an NFC Championship was 1996. Not even this century, bruh. Not even this millennia, bruh. So there you go. On the NFC side,
Also, real quick, when is the what's the schedule for next week? Like, do we know when the games are going to be? All on Sunday?
No, I think it's still Saturday, Sunday.
What? Yeah, okay.
So,
well, because next week is my birthday, so I wanted I want the Chargers to win on my birthday.
Oh, well then send them a note. Be like, hey, play Sunday.
They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know.
You need to inform them.
Herbie, get this to Herbie.
That's one of those things that I tell my wife all the time. Like, oh, I love this. Like, did you tell me? I can't read your mind. How about if you like tell me these things? But whatever. So Rams, I'm pretty sure are gonna beat the Panthers. Like they have to, right?
Probably.
They have to, right? So
imagine the roasts.
Oh, they would never live it down. They wouldn't. Stafford would break his own back. It's just like fuck it, career over. So the question is, Bears, Eagles. If those two teams win, then it's Seahawks, Rams, which is probably the worst matchup for the Seahawks. But do we think that
they may have had the best game of the season?
Yeah. So do we think who's more likely, 49ers or Eagles? I'm going to go Eagles there. And just because, again, 49ers and injuries, we don't know if Trent Williams is going to be playing. And that's a big difference. Packers.
I haven't
Bears.
liked the Eagles at all this season, man.
Me neither. Me neither.
Yeah, they can win.
Glisser fan, hi, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Hope I read that right. So it's between Bears, Packers. All right. Which side do you think is more interesting? I think the AFC is more interesting. I feel like it's slightly wider open.
It feels a lot better when the Chiefs are not in that picture, isn't it?
Of course, everything's better without the Chiefs and the Raiders.
Yeah.
So, to me, the NFC, it has to be Rams, Seahawks. One of those two. Those two feel like teams of destiny, right? Like the actual elite. The other teams have a lot of flaws. Like every single one of them has a lot of flaws. Rams and Seahawks feel like, all right, the closest to elite.
They might kill each other.
Yeah, on the AFC, it's pretty much anybody. Anybody's got a puncher's chance.
I think the two strongest teams are already playing here in the wild card, which is the Bills and the Jags.
Yeah, probably. So hopefully they'll destroy each other. But anyway, I think that's a good place to stop. Do you want to go through the job openings currently real quick for the head coaches?
Sure. Let's see where I'm sending my resume to.
All right. So the teams that are currently in the search for a head coach is the Atlanta Falcons, the Arizona Cardinals, the New Jersey Giants, the Cleveland Browns, the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Tennessee Titans. Out of all of those, if I have to rank them, I'd say the best job opening is the Ravens. It's a good organization. You have a MVP caliber quarterback, and you have one of the best running backs in the league. So that's a good place to start. It's not too shabby. So Ravens are pretty good. Number 2 is where things get interesting because the Giants.
Well, I think the actual best pick is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're just unofficial.
Unofficial. Okay. The Giants, they have the quarterback, maybe. Dart's still a question mark, but let's say they have him. The
Browns have like 10 quarterbacks.
They have the defense though, and that's a pretty good defense. So it's attractive. So they might have a good enough QB. The issue is that the kid's a dumbass that runs into getting hit. So they need to teach him to slide. Ironically, they need to beat that out of him. And they have a star wide receiver. They have a star running back. So it looks like it has potential. The Atlanta Falcons is not a bad job, especially if you can bring in your own GM. Also, Giants, you can bring in your own GM. That's not a bad idea. So Falcons is a good spot. You don't know if Penix is the guy, but the defense looked pretty good, and you have so many good weapons on offense. You got Bijan Robinson, you got Drake. London. So I wouldn't hate there. The other four, yeesh. So Browns are easily the worst by far. They're in salary cap hell. You don't know who your quarterback is. You still have Deshaun Watson under contract, and it's gonna, keep dragging you down for a few more seasons. I would not want to be anywhere near the Browns. So that's all the way at the bottom. The Tennessee Titans, not a great organization overall. They've done some really dumbass moves lately. I would not want that job either. So the worst is Browns. Second worst is the Titans. Between the Raiders and the Cardinals, yeesh. The Raiders have a few advantages. One, they have Max Crosby. Two, they have Brock Bowers. Three, they have Ashton Genty, who appears to maybe be the truth there. So you have some weapons offensively. You have some weapons defensively. The problem is you don't have anything else, and you don't have a quarterback. However, you do have the first overall pick, so you could, pick whoever you want to come in. And so I believe it's going to be Mendoza. So you can get your quarterback of the future, who's going to be your hand-picked guy. And you have like $110 million in salary cap. So that's not bad. I'm going to make that the number 3, as much as it makes me want to throw up in my mouth. They don't have much other than the players that I already mentioned, but they'll have the draft capital, and they'll have the capital to try to make some moves. And finally, number 4, it's going to be the Arizona Cardinals. The Kyler Murray contract is going to drag them down for a while too, unless they can trade him to another team, which does not seem very likely, because who would want to take that contract? Maybe you can find a quarterback whisperer out there, but amongst all the head coaching options, who are you going to get? Stefanski? I don't know. So just to recap, because I saw you leave. Number 1, Ravens. Number 2, I wasn't sure between Giants. Number 3, Falcons. 4, Raiders. 5, Cardinals. 6, Titans. And 7, Browns. What do you think?
Honestly, the Giants are not a bad organization to go to. I think Jackson Dart has proven that he can hang, and they actually got a lot of weapons that they're going to be getting back. So
they have potential. It's not the bleakest of futures. It's not bad. The issue is that you're kind of in New York, and New York sucks.
Oh, I mean, luckily you're not in New York.
You know what? You are right. That is a fact. That is a fact. So if I have to guess, all
right, let's make a bet. Where's Harbaugh going right now?
Out of these teams?
No. Where is he going? He might go to the Patriots. Who knows?
Listen, man, I like the Buffalo Bills option. If they get kicked out of the playoffs, I like the Buffalo Bills option. That to me seems
round 1 exit. Do you think that's when they kick him?
Yeah. If it's a round 1 exit, I think he'll go there. Tampa Bay Buccaneers
AFC Championship.
Then no. Listen, if they get past the wild card round, I don't think they'll fire Sean McDermott, because they should have fired him a few seasons ago. But whatever. They'll just keep playing it back, and it won't work out. But whatever. They'll just waste Josh Allen's career. Unless I'm proven wrong.
He'll be there, Phillip Rivers.
Dan Marino. Just so it stings, because it's the Dolphins and they're in the same division. And so to me, that's probably the best option. Barring that, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. However, out of the teams that are currently on the board looking for a head coach, if I am John Harbaugh, I'm going to go with the Falcons. Who would you pick?
I mean, I would go with the Ravens, but yeah, I mean, Buccaneers if that's the option, but if it's not, I would go to
Sandman has an interesting point. Harbaugh might become a GM somewhere. I doubt it. Have you seen the Harbaughs? They love ball too much. They love ball too much. Let me see. Sandman real quick. Out of these three players, Genty, Chase Brown, or McBride, who would you keep as a keeper in a fantasy league, PPR league? You lose a third rounder if you keep a player. It's between Genty and McBride. So the question is, do you think McBride's going to keep it going, or do you think Genty is going to be on the way up? I believe Ashton Genty had 1,400 yards this season. Over 1,000 of them came after contact. Okay? To me, that's got a lot of potential. A lot of potential. So we may have seen the top of what McBride can do. I think we're seeing what the bottom of what Genty can do with a terrible O-line, 1,000 yards after contact. I would take a risk on Ashton Genty, and I kind of want to throw up in my mouth a little, saying that I'll take a risk on a Raider player, but he's nothing to sniff at. So I'd probably take a risk there. And I'm assuming they're going to bring in they're going to get a rookie QB, so they're going to try to lean on the running game. Is what I'm assuming, but we'll see.
You know, Raiders do have overall #1 draft pick, right?
What?
Do the Raiders have the #1 draft pick?
Yep. Raiders are officially on the clock. Losers.
I mean, that does make it a little attractive.
I've heard.
You know, maybe there's somebody down, the pipeline.
I've heard a theory that the Indiana head coach is an option, and I believe the Indiana head coach is the current coach for Mendoza, who's likely going to be the #1 overall draft pick. So there's a possibility there. Let me see this real quick. Is it Indiana? Mendoza, QB Indiana. Yep. So there's a chance. Let me see who is the Indiana head coach. Football. Kurt Cignetti. That's what it says. I don't know.
I don't watch college, so I don't know.
No, it's too many games. Too many games. So again, that's why I said the Raiders are not at the bottom. #4 is not a bad spot for them. They have and if they trade Max Crosby, they'll get a whole buttload of picks. So it's not a bad spot. Not a bad spot to take. So, but I think the Falcons.
The question is,
here's
who
the thing.
are the Ravens gonna take?
Here's the thing that a lot of people need to consider. The Falcons owner is over 80, maybe 90. Arthur Blank. You remember the dude wanted to win a Super Bowl before he died. Like, he can feel it. Like, he can feel the father time creeping up on him. So to me,
he should not have walked on that field.
Yeah. So to me, if he's gonna take a swing and throw a whole bunch of money at somebody, he'll probably do it at the best option out there, and the most attractive option out there right now is probably John Harbaugh. Proven commodity. He's won a Super Bowl before. He's runs a pretty buttoned up organization, except this season that there's a whole bunch of drama apparently in the background. But if you're him, I'd probably go. Again, if you're desperate, if you're not like, okay, I need somebody who can come in and rebuild this whole program. If you're like, no, I need somebody who's going to come in and win fucking now. I think they're going to throw a whole bunch of money at him. I don't know. What do you think?
Who are you going to stick with quarterback?
You'll probably keep Penix.
Sure.
I mean, Penix is not great, not terrible. Cousins, I believe his contract is done. I'm not sure, but if it's not, you can still use him. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, it's about
Stefanski.
It's about the time to what?
Who do you think takes Stefanski? I think it's gonna be the Ravens.
Cardinals.
Nah, it's probably gonna be the Giants. They're gonna do something stupid like that. Other than that, it's not a great field. I spoke to a buddy of mine who's a Ravens fan, and he's like, I want Brian Flores. And it's like, okay. I mean, the issue with Brian Flores is that apparently there's a lot of drama with him. I remember there was a whole bunch of drama in Miami. He didn't want to play ball. So, okay, be careful what you wish for. Like I said, The problem with the Ravens firing John Harbaugh is who you're going to replace him with. It's not a great class. I mean, it's not a great market for who are you going to bring? Mike McCarthy? Bill Belichick? I mean, who do you bring? Except stay away from Jesse Minter, okay?
Don't look at him.
Don't even think about him, okay? He's good where he's
Keep
at
name,
right
keep
now.
his name at your mouth.
I listen, I know it wouldn't happen. Like if the Ravens called Jesse Minter up, he's gonna be like, yes, because he worked there before, right? But I would be so happy if Jesse Minter just pulls the Ben Johnson, like, no, I got unfinished business here. Like, all right, respect, man. Respect. Let's see. Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders. I think that's what everybody's saying. I haven't seen Mendoza. I hope he sucks. I hope if he's good, he doesn't go to the Raiders. If he goes to the Raiders, I hope he sucks. If he doesn't go to the Raiders, I hope he doesn't go to the Jets, because that's even worse.
That'll suck for him.
Yeah. They're most likely Cousins still has 2 years on his contract. Really? Okay, so you have Kirk Cousins and you have Michael Penix. I'm pretty sure Cousins looked a little bit better down the stretch. So you can make it a QB competition. You got a veteran there who's a statue. You got the mobile youngster. He'll probably do the same thing he did with Flacco and Lamar for a bit. Like use them interchangeably, which is not terrible. Robert Saleh might become a head coach somewhere again. I don't know. It's possible. But where?
He's better as a DC.
Go to the Giants. Fuck it. Just go to the other New York team. Glisser fan. Where do you think Kirk Cousins is going to go next year after Falcons? So apparently, the Falcons still have him under contract for 2 years. If Sandman is correct, and I'm not gonna look it up because I don't care that much about Kirk Cousins. It sounds off. I thought he had like a 2-year, $100 million contract, but I guess I'm wrong. After that, I don't know. He might retire. He's not that young, but oh well. Is there anything else you want to bring up, Eric?
Not that I can think of, but I'm just excited. We got playoff football.
Yes, the best time of the season. All right. As always, comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at DariusDW and at Super Dario World. Next week is gonna be interesting because I'm not exactly sure if I'll even have my studio or a computer. I'm moving officially. Like I gotta break this stuff down. So I don't know. I might stop by your house. We'll see. We'll talk. We'll have a conversation, man to man, face to face. All right.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. As always, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.